Praise the Lord, friends. My name is Albert Chiviri, the Vicar of St. John's Church, Makerere. And we praise for the Lord for His goodness and for the ministry that He called us to serve in His vineyard in this place. More so, the ministry of children, of which it should be the gist of every pastor or every minister, because children are the leaders of today. So when we are in this ministry, we look at a lot of things. What do we look at it? We look at the holistic ministry, the ministry of upbringing and discipling godly fearing children, and as they also come in to serve the Lord. And as we bring them up, that we know we are bringing up a church of today that is stronger to sustain and to be sustained in the future. So we thank the Lord that we have children, and we appreciate Compassion as a church for the hand that they are giving us in bringing up these children. That support is very, very, very big, and helps us to see that these children are able to realize their dreams, and they are able to go to school, they are able to be fed well, they are able to be treated. So when you look at that ministry as we do in the church, when we go back to the core of the church and then the people who began this, you see that we want to maintain the same, so that we are able to bring up a church that will sustain and able to stand for the years to come. So when we are here and ministering to the children and also bringing them up, and then we get people who give us a hand, like Compassion, by funding the activities that we do. The project at the church, assisted by Compassion, this is the children's project. It consists of 374 children currently that are on program. And this project or program has been in place with an estimation of 30 years with the Diocese of Kampala, and specifically here at St. John's Church in Makerere, and with staff, including the project director, CDO Finance, Health, and then CDO SDR, who is in charge of relations. Really, we appreciate God. But we do a number of activities by training these people, not only preaching to them the word only, but also we give them skills which are hands-on skills, able to equip them that in case of anything they're able to stand when the future comes to be hard and difficult for them. That even if they failed academically, but they'll be able at least to have received something that can help them to survive and to thrive into the hard situation.
Judith Jenny, Project Director of Makayo Child Development Center. And here with me I have Marion, I have Phil. I'm glad that we are here. We are beneficiaries of Compassion, and we bless the Lord for that, for the support that Compassion has availed to our local churches. Yeah, Phil, they are briefly telling us what he has gone through with Compassion, and Marion as well. And I'm really glad about what Compassion is really impacting in us, spiritually, socially, psychologically, and physically.
I am called Marion Bridget.
Well, my name is Joel Philip Kalama.
My name is Natkunda Agnes.
Jonathan Kizito. I have one daughter, and she's studying. I have mom and my young siblings here.
I'm a product of Compassion Uganda. I was raised by a single mom in Naguru barracks. In my own opinion, Compassion is being love, Compassion is being kind, Compassion is trying to put yourself in someone's shoes and understanding how they feel. It's actually beyond just understanding them. I joined Compassion when I was 9 years of age in 2003. I was in P5. That is when my mom made me me join Compassion Uganda. Then our church was Nakawa Baptist Church, and from there I learned a lot of things. I got very many friends, and one thing that stuck in me is that God loves me and loves me just the way I am. Shortly after joining Compassion Uganda, my mom bought me a Bible. I think it was the first I got, the very first Bible I got, and with time, as we were learning, because we would go there every Saturday for verses, for spiritual upbringing, and every time we would go there, we would memorize verses. And this is one verse that really stuck in me from the book of Romans chapter 10 verse 13. It says, everyone that calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. This is the memory verse that got stuck in my heart, and today, up to date, it still lives in me. I remember when my brother was sick, my kid brother, the one who follows me, was very sick and had pneumonia. We had to pray so hard that, because by then he was in oxygen, and only our prayers and the doctors helped the situation calm down. So we had to pray and fast, because he was there for almost 5 days, and we had to pray and fast for him to get better. With God's grace, we got better. That is after praying and fasting. And today, salvation reigns in our family. Hope came in me the very first day I joined Compassion, because my mom sat me down and told me that this is going to help me with my education, my medical bills, and most of the things. So my hope raised, because I knew a bit of the sadness was going to be replaced by love and good and being kind. The day I became a part of Compassion Uganda, I realized that I wasn't only receiving aid from Compassion, but I was also being assured of God's kind love through someone else. Libby Shinold, my sponsor for quite some time, probably 12 years from the time I joined, is an example of what living in love is. She's a person who showed me how love knows no race, knows no distance, knows no boundaries, knows no nothing. And with that, I really appreciate you, Libby Shinold, wherever you are. Thank you for your love, for your kindness.
I'm a graduate from Makerere University with a bachelor's degree in population studies. I am also a sign language instructor, a sign language interpreter. I come from a family of 3 children. We are all girls, and I'm the firstborn. I live with my mother. My dad passed on when I was 5 years. Yes, I knew some little bit about him. Of course, from stories that my mom told me, that she used to carry me, take me to school in my baby class. But personally, as a person, I don't remember anything much about him. But I've seen pictures of him with me. Yes, I know him, and may his soul rest in peace. My siblings, the last born is now a baby, but the one who follows me, the second born, she's Muhiru Anita. She's currently at Makerere University. She's in her final year, pursuing a bachelor's degree in information science. I joined Compassion in 2005, if I remember very well. Yes. And by then I think I was in P3. And me joining, I never really knew what I was joining, because it was a friend to my mom that saw how we were suffering, and she took me to register me. My mom got to know later that, oh, I'm already in Compassion. So that was really something that happened, and I got to know, I think when I was like in P5, to really understand that, oh, I'm in an organization that is helping me out, and today I am glad I joined Compassion. I spent my good years of life in Compassion. The 14 years I had in Compassion, from P3 up to university, really that was a good time for me. And the first thing I want to talk about is me accepting Jesus as my Lord and Savior. It took me a while. It took me really a long time, because it is in senior 5 that I realized I needed to give my life to Christ. But all along from the time I joined Compassion, they were still taking us through the process of knowing who Christ is, studying the Bible, and really what I can say is today I am born again because of Compassion. And the most touching moment for me was me knowing that I am loved. Yes, I found love in Compassion. The aunties that we had would come and visit me at school. I never lacked anything, that is what I can say. Today, I can tell people I've never lacked, all because of Compassion.
I joined Compassion in 2009 up to 2000 and I left Compassion 2000 and around 2017. Actually, from I was in P3 and then I left Compassion after completing my course, which is I'm doing now. Actually Compassion I got whereby I came from a poor background. It's really funny, but I used to like Compassion because you can get a different meal from home. You know, I'm used to eat uniform food, but I remember I used to eat good, and then at times you go for 2 hours, and then Compassion made me unique because I came in a poor background whereby where I was living in the area, we are in the same category. So for me, Compassion made me different. My performance at school was not that good because of the background where I was sleeping. You know, you can stay in a home, then also your mind is like it's like you be like with a mind whereby things are not possible because of the poor background, the area you live in, the people you see. So I was not so much about school. That's why I used to perform bad and then stuff. So I was tired of the education, going in the books and the system and stuff. So as like God give, I was brain gifted. Like I see things practical up to now actually. So I looked for a course whereby I can do things which are tangible. Like I make shoes, I make what. So we had a certain guy who used to make shoes at our village. So I would try to go and acquire from him so that they train me, and Compassion still pays. So the guy charged me ID whereby my parents had no top up, and then I had to look for a school whereby I joined the school whereby I got the skill.
Well, I joined Compassion International. I must have been around 4 years old. It's because by the time I joined, of course, I was a child. But I was told by my mother that I joined when I was about around 4 or 5 there. So I joined Compassion International through, through a church friend. It was a church friend who identified my family as family which falls in the category that could be assisted. So I am the one that was chosen to be assisted by Compassion International. And I say that it has really been a very great opportunity being a beneficiary of Compassion International, because growing up through the system of Compassion came many opportunities. Number one, learning about God, His Son Jesus Christ, learning about the skills, and of course even the opportunity of being given a chance of an education. I should say that I enjoyed my time in the project, in the Compassion program, because we're taught spiritual things, God, Jesus, the values of a Christian, and I also got an opportunity of learning skills. Me specifically, I enjoyed baking. I also enjoyed baking, among other opportunities like traveling. Always go to many tours, and I should say that it was really a very wonderful experience that I'll always be grateful to God for. Still in the program, I also got an opportunity of an education, because it is true that many compassion assisted children, to be honest, come from families which are not well to do, families which are humble families. I want to put it there. Families which are humble families, meaning that they are unable to take their children to school, to decent schools. But through Compassion Help, with that support that they would extend to me of school fees, I was able to get an opportunity of an education, all through from primary, secondary, and even tertiary.
By God's grace, I was able to graduate from campus with a bachelor's degree in economics and statistics, which later on added on to account CPA, and I'm apparently working as an accountant.
I am now a paralegal by profession. I'm now a clerk. I work in a law firm, and my life has changed because I'm now an elite. I'm now an educated man, and my future, of course, is now bright. And all that goes back to the opportunity that I was given in the program. Education, skills. So I'm so grateful to Compassion, and I also thank them for partnering with our local churches, through which they identify us and then bring us to the opportunity of Compassion.
Currently, I'm a sign language interpreter. I interpret at Full Gospel Church Makerere, at Emmanuel Church for the Deaf, and at UCC Church. And also, I'm a sign language instructor with the little children that are 3 to 6 years that don't know how to communicate in sign language but are deaf. That is, I work with a school that is called Bonanje School for the Deaf. Sign language, it is something that came along the way when I was completing my studies at Makerere University. I have an uncle who is HH. Like HH in that I mean he is deaf but not totally deaf. So he needed someone to help him with interpretation in sign language. Now he inspired me, like, after your degree, Agnes, you can go and study sign language. So immediately after my last papers, I went and studied sign language, and now I'm practicing it.
I do a lot of things. I'm a leather designer. I design everything which comes out of leather, and I have the idea about it here. So as you can see, we have here belts. These ones are locally made here. Yes. And the finishing is good, whereby people, when they see them, they think I'm cheating. I didn't make them here. Yeah. Oh. So you can see crafts here. Make crafts like this. This is our brand name, Muga. It's a brand name. Yeah. Muga, it has a logic behind it, but it's so the shoe, it's a good flexible thing, the sole. Yeah, so we make different things. And also we make shoes like this. If you have a wedding party, you can have this, even office actually. You can have this. Also the sole is not that bad. The finishing is good. And then actually wallets are done out of stock because they are very unique and good, but this is my own, the one I can carry, always, the one I'm using always. You can check it out, it's all made of leather. It's really leather, yeah. So wallet, what we do else, we do also some, they are crafts but they are different, they are unique. You can have a look at this. Actually, I realized it's only me and Clocks. There is a company called Clocks. Also, they make this, but this is a local way. The local of the other one, because where we came from, we don't have enough resources to make what is according to their level, but we can make also something, and it's durable and good. People can enjoy it. After school, after I was graduated, that is where I faced a hard time, and it was the way to success. You know, always success comes from the hard way. So I had actually I worked some weird jobs. I had where I was used to go and roast some meat in the evenings. Because me, I used to be a hustler, as they said nowadays. So like you hustle a lot and then you get something to like to mouth, something to earn. You get some good clothes, you have to hustle. Because my mom, I knew the background we are in, so I shouldn't put on pressure. I need money and stuff because I grew up with my mom, and that's what I know about it. But how I came up with this, I used to work from somewhere where I got some little money savings, and then actually I have a brother of mine. He's the one who constructed this place, asking from the landlord because the space was free. Then he gave me a room. That is what, like, I got the big success from there. What I had next, the little money I had saved, this was my first machine I bought from the money I saved. And this machine, okay, beginning up this, you have to be with machines, you have to be with this and that, but me, I didn't have. Even I remember when I need tools, I used to go and look at YouTube, and then I get metals, I fabricate what is. I didn't have experience in metal, but God gave me a good brain, really. I should come up with something. I take my mom's knives, I turn them into cutting tools for leather, and that's all, yeah. So I started up slowly, and that is the best way to start. You start from zero as you're coming up with something. You sell one shoe, you get more money, you buy another material, you come to two. That is the way it comes, like having seeds in the ground. You put them in day one and then they come up growing. And there is a period whereby you have to be persistent and wait.
My mission is to be able to employ more than very many people in my company, which I will one day create. So I pray that God gives me the grace to open up one and employ more people, take on two children, and give back the love that was given unto me by someone who showed me love so much and kindness.
And in fact, I would like to thank all partners that partner with Compassion to help people that children who are in need, because the truth is, without the kind of assistance that Compassion extends, some of us wouldn't have been what we are now. So I feel like it's a very, very great work that all Compassion partners are doing across the world to assist Compassion through the programs that they have of helping children and all other programs that they have through the local churches that they partner with. I'm most grateful that I am now very confident of myself, and I'm very, very proud of myself. And I should say that my family, of course, has changed. We are just educated, are proud of me, and I feel like the sky is indeed the limit. So I just want to really appreciate all those that are partnering with Compassion, and to urge them to keep helping as many children as you can, because I should say that Compassion really has a very, very great impact on many children that they work with and they assist, because in the program you feel loved, you feel cared for, you feel a belonging, you feel like you have someone who cares about you, someone who is able to be there for you in all, to be there for you, love, care, support. So I am very, very much grateful, and I carry a very, very great responsibility once again on my shoulders to espouse the values, to espouse all the kinds of things that you've been taught, love, care, kindness, being a good, of course, a responsible citizen, a person who is there to help others, care for others, regardless of your race, regardless of who you are. So I really feel that it's a very, very great opportunity that I got a chance of being nurtured, being groomed in the program. So I'm very much grateful. Thank you.
When I sit down and think about compassion, I really find the best word to use is not within my lips, but what I can say is thank you so much to Compassion. Today, I believe there are so many out there that have been inspired, that have been motivated to have hope for tomorrow. And I believe all of us that are a product of compassion, within our hearts, we have that desire to also give back to the community. Today, I love working with disabled people and to extend my love to other people, all because I got to know what true love is. And I think the best way to love is God's way. I'll leave the scripture of 1 John chapter 4 verse 8, that whoever does not love does not know God, for God is love.
Ever since I started, actually I watched a movie. It was called, it was about action, and there was a guy, he can fight, like he was in a bush, like he was in a forest, and they're hunting him. And for the people who were hunting him, they had army, but for him, he didn't have army. So he made one-man army. So also he became up like one-man army, but whoever was behind me was big and huge. It was God himself. So I came up whereby if I face any challenge, and then I pray to God and help me out. So that's how I like this. If you talk about compassion, I feel so excited. Even I get a smile on my face, because that's where, you know, if it was not of compassion, I would have not been here. Up to now I'm still in compassion, but I'm not there as a child I used to be. I'm not there as someone who is looking for money, but I'm there because of the fellow youth who are in compassion. And I feel big because like I go and train. Actually, even after this shooting, I have to go and train, and they're waiting for me because the time is not yet, but I have some few minutes left, but I'll be there in time and I train them, because also I want actually I believe in this. I can't be giving someone something every day. I want to give you something tangible, whereby if it's a garden, I can't give you food from the garden. I take you to the actual garden, and then you can become a farmer and you get your own food. So I can't give you everything. So that's why I decided what I can do best for compassion, not even a payback, because they done a lot for me, but I can give back. And I lead the youth like me to the real garden, so that even if they go off compassion, that's anything with their mind, I've feeded them how to make shoes and stuff, so they can survive with that. Yeah. Actually, my company, it's called Muga Leatherworks. Muga, it's like this, M-U-G-A. Muga, it's a company which came up with me. Actually, I don't want to say I'm Muga, because even I don't want to say it, but Muga, it has a story about it. It's a family name whereby I found my family late, but Muga, it came up with me as a name. But Muga, the Muga meaning itself, it's a river. Muga, it's a river whereby it has a source and it flows always. If you go to the same direction, you find it flowing. So also, as I came up with a source whereby the source is me, and I can make things like I can make shoes, make stuff, and then it flows from here. It goes all over the entire world. Yeah. So Muga means a river. So anything you put in this, even if your money, it comes from the source. You can buy a shoe here, you come back tomorrow again, you get it, because it's a source here, whereby it has fresh waters. Yes.
We want to thank you for the many children that you have touched, spiritually, physically, socio-emotionally, and cognitively. And I just look at the number of the children that have been educated. Some that had already lost hope, they gained their hope. They are somewhere like Marion and Phil. We really bless the Lord. These are the few that are representing a very huge number outside there. I want to thank you. There are very many children in the community that really need a hand. So if there are people there outside there that they really want to bless such souls, we know that the reward is from heaven. And we thank you, we bless the Lord for you. Thank you for the choosing a few among the many, and we know the ministry will continue to embrace others that are surrounding us. May God bless you abundantly. Thank you so much. Amen.